The nominations for the 68th Annual Grammys are officially out. And do you know what that means? We are going to break down the biggest stories you absolutely need to follow before music's biggest night. I mean, with a whopping 95 categories, seriously, 95, covering everything from songwriting to album notes. Trying to get through that whole list can be, well, a lot. So we're going to cut right through all that noise and get to the good stuff, the key stories. So what are the stories everyone's going to be talking about? Well, let's just dive right in, shall we? Because from history being made, and I mean guaranteed history, to brand new awards, this year is just packed with fascinating matchups and huge moments. Okay, first up, we've got to talk about the big one, right? The night's most prestigious award, Album of the Year. And let me tell you, this year's category is set up for a truly historic outcome. Seriously, no matter who wins, history will be made. So here they are, your 8 contenders, and what a list it is. It's just an incredible mix of sounds, of stories. You've got global superstars, rap legends, and even artists making their very first appearance in this category. And here is the absolute kicker, the most important thing to know. Every single one of these nominees would be a first-time winner in this category. That's right. So no matter what happens, a massive historic moment is guaranteed. It's going to be a big deal. I mean, just look at the veterans here. You've got absolute titans of the industry. Kendrick Lamar, he has 22 Grammys. Lady Gaga has 14. But this award, the big one, Album of the Year, it somehow managed to slip through their fingers. Until now, you have to wonder, could this finally be their year? And then, on the complete other end of the spectrum, you've got a story like Leon Thomas, a name you might recognize from TV, right? From Nickelodeon even. But with his album Mud, he's made this just undeniable artistic statement, landing him a nomination in the biggest category of the night. What a leap. And the rest of the field? Oh, it is absolutely stacked. I mean, you've got everything from Sabrina Carpenter's super cheeky, razor-sharp pop on Man's Best Friend to the legendary Fiery Reunion album from Clips. Honestly, any one of these could justifiably walk away with that trophy. So that's the albums. Now let's zoom in a little and talk about the songs. You know, the ones that were basically the soundtrack to our year. Let's see how they're stacking up in the major song categories. Okay, first, a quick but super important clarification that trips people up every year. Record of the Year versus Song of the Year. So think of it this way. Record of the Year is for the recording, the performance, the production, the whole vibe of the track. But Song of the Year, that's a songwriter's award. It's all about the bones of the song, the lyrics and the melody. And when you look at the Record of the Year nominees, wow, each track has such a cool story. You've got APT, which literally took a Korean drinking game and turned it into a global party starter. Then there's Bad Bunny's DSMF, a really vulnerable track that blew up on TikTok as a tribute to lost loved ones. You've got Sabrina Carpenter's witty, country-tinged takedown, Manchild, and of course, Kendrick and SZA with Luther, an instant classic that just dominated the charts for 13 weeks. Unbelievable. All right, let's talk about what is, for my money, one of the most exciting categories every single year. And for good reason. We're talking about Best New Artist. Now, the official definition here is actually really important. This award isn't just about who's, new. It's about recognizing an artist who truly broke through into the public consciousness, someone who really made an impact on the musical landscape this year. And man, this year's class is the perfect example of that. You've got artists like Olivia Dean, Katsay, the Marias. It spans pop, R&B, indie, you name it. It's a genuinely diverse slate of incredible new sounds and voices. And look who's back on the list, Leon Thomas. This just circles back to what an incredible year he's had. Look, getting a nod for Best New Artist is a huge deal all by itself. But to do that and be nominated for Album of the Year in the same year, that is so rare. And it just speaks volumes about the kind of impact he's made. And this description of his album Mutt as a bold declaration of artistic autonomy, I mean, that just says it all, doesn't it? It perfectly frames the album not just as a great collection of songs, but as a real statement. It's his evolution right there, from actor and producer to a singular artist with a totally clear and powerful vision. You know, the Grammys are always trying to evolve and reflect what's happening in music. And this year, the Recording Academy did something really fascinating. They introduced a brand new category. And honestly, it feels pretty long overdue. Get this, for the first time in 68 years, the Grammys will be awarding Best Album Cover. How cool is that? This award is finally going to honor the art directors, the people who create the whole visual identity for an album. And that is such a huge part of the whole experience, right? So let's take a look at the very first nominees for this award. These are the creative minds behind the visuals that define some of the year's biggest albums. I love the story. Take the cover for Tyler, the Creator's Chromacopia. Apparently, Tyler was super inspired by old Alfred Hitchcock films. He wanted to use this really stark, masked image to explore all these ideas about identity and public persona. It's literally designed to make you stop, lean in, and really pay attention. And then on the flip side, you have the cover for Wet Leg's Moisturizer. The band's own description is just perfect. They said the energy is subversive, playing with this idea of being both a bit sexy and a bit disgusting at the same time. I mean, doesn't that just perfectly capture the feral, fun vibe of their music? It's brilliant. And that right there, that's why this new award matters so much. You know, in the age of streaming, it's easy to think the album cover is kind of an afterthought, but this category and these amazing nominees, they prove that the visual art is still a totally vital, super powerful part of how we experience and connect with music. So there you have it. Those are the biggest stories shaping the 2026 Grammys. And we're left with some huge questions, right? Will pop's new guard manage to dethrone the legends? Can Kendrick finally get that Album of the Year win? And ultimately, who is going to own music's biggest night? We'll just have to wait and see.